skies of the V&A waterfront complex is what greeted the South African rally crews when they moved to the Western Cape for round 2 of the South African Rally Championship. NGen have joined Volkswagen in 1993 for a joint sponsorship deal for this traditional Western Province Motor Club event. We spoke to Deputy Clerk of the Course, Steve Harding, about the expected stage conditions.
We've had an incredible amount of rain. We've had more rain than we've ever had in April, and it's only the 16th today. But it's not only the rain that was a problem. We've had a tremendous problem with high winds, a large number of trees blown over across the route. We know that our first section to Grabouw is clean. We have had to shorten one of the stages by 10 kilometers. We have cancelled one of the stages in the second leg of the event. Some of the stages in the second leg, to be quite frank with you, we haven't been able to go through yet because there are still trees blocking the route. There are crews out there working frantically to get them cleared. Hopefully we will lose very little in the way of stage mileage, but the conditions are not going to be what we'd perhaps hoped them to be. There are a lot of washaways, and it's going to be a very, very tough event.
First off the ramp and defending their title for the 5th year in a row, Serge Damso and Vito Bonafide are well aware of the competition behind them.
Well, I think, you know, the four-wheel drive cars between the 5 of us is going to be close. Jannie Habik is a guy I think you have to watch, and he's quite determined on this event.
Yeah, we're very optimistic. We hope he'll do well, yeah.
Now, your car, have you done any work on it since the first event? You seem to be battling a little bit in places with suspension and that. Have you done any work on the car?
Yes, we have redesigned quite a few aspects of it. We've done a bit of testing, and we're quite positive. We have to be positive.
Now, Serge has actually mentioned you as one of the guys to watch. Are you going to get in it from the go and give him a hard time?
Well, the rally is fairly long, so we'll most probably first come in slowly and then work up to 110% later in the event.
At exactly 12 noon on Friday the 16th of April, Serge drives his Conquest off the starting ramp on his way to stage 1, a spectator stage within the V&A waterfront complex. Drawn 2 on the starting list is Cyril van der Merwe and Frans Boshoff in the only Ford Laser competing in the 1993 Championship Series.
I think the rest of us are all competing for second place because Damson knows the road so well that he'll probably be leading by an hour by tonight, so we'll just have to dice with the rest of them.
Racing against the clock is what rallying is all about. We join the crew via our car cam for a ride around this tight 1 kilometre stage.
4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And Vito score a time of 1 minute dead, giving them an unbelievable average speed of 60 kilometres an hour over the stage. And Cyril gets right down to business with an effort equal in status to Serge's. Jannie Habik and Martin Buerta prepare to start what has already become a very competitive rally. Nick Duvall arrived with his 1992 Sentra Coupe after writing off his new car in a crash during a high-speed testing session.
Yeah, it was just one of those unlucky moments. It was a first-gear corner, and I clipped the inside sandbank with the wheel, and it was just enough to tip the car over. So it wasn't a bad crash or anything, but it was panel beating, and it was a long weekend, and things just couldn't get done.
Well, we can't miss you now in the red, white and blue, so we'll look out for you in the stages.
Yes, I'll see you along the route.
second board,
From the foreshore, the route moved up the N2 to Somerset West and then over Sir Lowry's Pass to the Safcol forests around Crabeau, where the remaining 4 stages lengthen and become far more demanding on both the crews and the cars. Every vantage point is sought as the spectators seek a safe place from which to cheer on their local hero, Serge Damseau. Large puddles remain on the roads, an aftermath of the huge storm which hit the peninsula just 3 days before the event. Van der Merwe and Boshoff, second on the road, but joint leaders on the scoreboard. Habeck and Buerta, having done well to score second overall on the Tour de Total rally, are well off the leading pace and struggle with a badly handling Golf. Duvall and Hodgson got off to a slow start and slipped down to 6th place on this 2.26-kilometre mud bath. The crew obviously still adapting to the old car. The South African Forestry Company had prepared some awesome rally roads for this event, and the going was expected to be fast. That was until the rain arrived, leaving the roads muddy and dangerously slippery. Well, nobody told Hannes Krobler that he made full use of the conditions, working his way up the scoreboard to lie just 6 seconds behind the flying Damseau after 3 stages. Nissan believe they've built a winner with their new Sentra rally cars, and while Nick's crash was a setback in the short term, Hannes was using his Sentra to good effect in these opening stages. Toyota's number 2 driver, Enzo Kun, seen here with navigator Johan Silling, started the event well, lying 4th after the first 2 stages. Their situation was about to change, as a puncture later in the stage slowed them right down. The team lost a minute and a half, which pushed them back to 8th place on the scoreboard. The end of the road for Peter Baragwanath and Charles Rieler in their privately entered ex-factory-built Nissan Sentra Coupe. The stranded Nissan crew can do little but watch as firstly Glenn Durman in the leading Class C Toyota Conquest and then Leon Buerta in his Class B 16-valve Golf blast past the crippled Sentra. Terry Brand and Jeff Tyra take an early lead in the highly competitive Class D field. Serge has the hydraulic clutch system on the Conquest checked, while the other service crews concentrate on keeping their cars well shod. The shale surface on the forest roads is destructive on the rally tyres, and grip is an all-important factor. Sorrell has recently taken over the role of Ford's motorsport manager from Jeff Mortimer, which means he must drive the car and supervise the service crews. Sorrell and France currently lie 22 seconds behind Serge and show no mercy on the Sassel Ford as they endeavour to keep the Toyota in their sights. Having picked up a puncture early on in stage 4, Yanni Habeck struggles to keep the Synchro Golf within the confines of the road. The car's handling has been a problem, which Yanni has battled to get right. Having made suspension adjustments after stage 3, the flat tyre does nothing towards getting the car's geometry sorted out.
10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
As Hannes Krobler and Douglas Judd leave the time control at the start of stage 4, their teammates Duvall and Hodgson battle on ahead in the stage with a car that's heavier and therefore not as nimble as the new model.
And in Dick Duvall and Guy Hodgson.
To get a better idea of what the conditions are really like, let's join Hannes and Douglas for an edited journey through stage 4.
200 fork left, 100 fork left into keep left, 100 keep left then right, yeah, keep left through a sloot, then keep right, then caution, jump over main road, jump, caution.
At this point, the cars are averaging well over 100 kilometers an hour, and every movement on the steering wheel is a split-second reaction to the conditions.
300 straight on, ignore road to right. Straight on 100. 200. Keep right. 100, keep right, sweep right. Keep right, sweep right. Jump 100 into flying finish. Straight on. Flying finish.
The Nissan scores a time of 9 minutes and 20 seconds, 14 seconds slower than Damso, but enough to keep their second place intact. Duvall's Sentra broke a crossmember in stage 4, which cost the crew extra service time, but had no effect on their fourth place behind Sarel van der Merwe. Serge starts stage 6, the longest stage of the rally, with a total distance of 25.5 kilometers. This stage was to prove expensive in both time and equipment for many of the 50-odd survivors. With the starting gap at 2 minutes, Sarel follows Serge and Vito into the stage. Deep in the stage, the spectators await the leading cars. The Toyota number 1 picks up drive shaft problems on stage 6, giving Serge and Vito an eventual stage time of 17 minutes and 57 seconds. Sarel fights the Ford as he battles to set the car up for this tricky dirt onto tar hairpin bend. Unbeknown to Hannes Grobler, his eventual time of 17 minutes and 38 seconds will win him the stage and close Serge's leading gap down to just 8 seconds. Leading the Class C field, Glenn Durman and Dave Lukovic, going well despite having to sort out the many teething problems their newly rebuilt Conquest keeps presenting. Class B became a 2-car battle early on in the rally. Leon Wurter and Francois Jordan, who normally do battle with Jörg Nell and Marty Olivier in this Volkswagen-dominated class, find new competition in the form of local boys Brady Dabner and Graham Stook. Having suffered a flat tyre in stage 3, Enzo Kuhn and Johan Silling have to endure the same fate in stage 6. The crew loses over 4 minutes on this 25-kilometre stage and inadvertently damage the car's clutch and drivetrain system. Terry Brand and Jeff Tyra storm ahead of the Class D pack, having gained a minute on their nearest opposition in the 6 stages run. The Uno of Paolo Piazzamuzzo and Neil Watt has battled to rise to the challenge, a flat tyre on this stage adding to their plight. Despite being in the lead, albeit by only 8 seconds, Serge reaches the regroup service with a deep frown on his face. The stripped rear drive shaft may have damaged the rear differential, which could be more serious than first thought.
We've had a good run for the last 5 stages, except the last one we had a side shaft pull out the rear. So I think we've lost a bit of time on the last stage because I wasn't too sure what was going wrong. So I took it a bit easier. So unfortunately it's not something bad, so we can fix it and it should be all right.
Now you're going to the night stages now, so it's lights and so on. Do you think you're going to close up those 8 seconds? You're going to try and take Serge during the night?
We're definitely all here to win this rally, so we're definitely going to close it, and it's night for everybody, so we'll see what's going to happen.
And dust hasn't been a problem at all?
No problem at the moment, and I don't think we're going to see any dust in the night. I hope not.
52nd board, eh?